Hello folks and welcome back to Sons of the Forest. This is Mad Wolf Survival. I am Mad Wolf, and here today we are going to talk about some things we'd like to see in the game, or a few changes maybe even that we would like to see in the game. The first one I'm going to talk about is the turtle shell. Now, hold on a second. I'm going to put on a little bit of music. Give me a second. There we go. Anyways, so the turtle shell is a very useful item in this game. And I don't mean as a water catch, I mean as a trap. Realistically, given the resources you have in the game and how accessible tarps are, building a rain catcher out of a tarp is much more efficient than building a rain catcher out of a turtle shell. So, I mean, there's even places on the map where there's little blue barrels and bins that you could possibly pick up and bring back to your camp and build a water storage. So that way you don't have just the few fill-ups from the rainfall. You actually have a storage you can contain your water in. That would be a beautiful little thing to see. Sorry. And way more realistic than using the turtle shell as a water catch. So, keep hitting my mic. And one of the other things I would really like to see is, and I'm gonna always push for this idea until somebody jumps on board with me, until more people jump on board with me. I think one person at one point was like, "Yeah, that's a great idea." Anyways, is that one of the golf carts somewhere on this map should be fixable and usable to the point where you can put spikes on the front of it for, running over cannibals and stuff. Even to the point where, because apparently one of the next updates, hopefully the very next update in 20 days, is going to have the wood sled. It would be really fun to be able to tie the wood sled to the back of a golf cart and tow a bunch of wood home. Or a bunch of bodies for your head graveyard. I'll get into the head graveyard in a minute. Heads are another thing that I want to talk about that I would really like to see a change in. I know I've mentioned it before, but it's also one of those things where it would make the game a little fun to get what I'd like to call a full house. Technically, I would have like a full house a couple times by now. Anyways, so yeah, the golf cart. Now, making the fuel for it really hard to access would be a smart idea to each curl up with a spike pole and go to sleep. Anyways, so it would be really nice to be able to get one of those and arm it up and drive it, maybe pull your wood. So another thing I would like to see, because apparently we're going to have, I don't know if it's true, but you're going to be able to maybe dig in more than just the designated spots with the shovel. Now, I think an interesting aspect to add to the farming in this game, because there is a little bit of farming in it, is to be able to dig your own little pond and maybe turn it into a fishing pond and a fresh water source and such. That would be an awesome aspect to add to the farming in this game. So being able to dig something like that and pitfalls for cannibals and such would be great. So digging with the shovel, that's one that's definitely really high on my list, because if I was in this situation, I would be digging pitfalls and such. Anyways, the next thing that I would really like to see, this is going to be a short one, a short video that is, next thing I would really like to see is this over here. I have been collecting up the heads of the fallen cannibals who come to this camp. Oh yeah, the sun's coming up. Now, I would really much like to see some of them I burn, so they end up out here like that. them keep their original face. Because if they would, then I would have like the guy with no paint on his face, the guy with, you know, white paint on his face, the guy with this on his face, you know, different ones. I'd have all the different ones. I would like to be able to chop off the head of the big guy, the really big cannibal, and the red ones, and them keep their faces as well. Put those onto a stick, because, you know, I have 3 skulls in my inventory that I have to put out here as well. So that's another thing that I would really, really like to see changed in this game. Also, the cannibals. They keep saying they're making the cannibals smarter, but they don't seem to be any smarter to me. That's always interesting. Like, I don't even want this. I want to take it apart and make the trap out of it. Just haven't gotten around to it. I'm hoping that maybe they'll like make a new type of water catch, which would be very nice. Very, very nice. Apparently they're going to add a cooking pot at some point, so maybe you'll be able to scoop up water and purify it. If you, well, I don't know. All the water seems to be drinkable in this game except for the ocean. What else would we like to see in this game, folks? It would be really, really great to hear your opinions in the comments and what you would like to see in this game, and hopefully, you know, maybe I'll be able to add it in to a video in one of the what we would like to see in Sons of the Forest. I do give them credit for the realistic forest. Now the forest, I had a little incident a few years back, or about a year ago, where somebody had marked, there was a trail I was following through some bushes and hills, and it was marked with blue markers. Some not very intelligent human being started marking off the property they had bought, which almost overlaps with the trail, and they marked each tree with a blue marker, the same blue marker that the volunteer company or the volunteers would go along the trail and mark on the trail for pedestrians. So, not knowing this, I kind of went off of trail and started, I saw this blue marker in the distance, thought that was the one I was supposed to go to. I kept walking. I saw another one. I should have realized, like, this is getting really hard to walk through, like the bushes are all of a sudden starting to get thick. And then all of a sudden I couldn't find any blue markers, so I kind of walked for a bit, and then I saw one in the distance and I walked off towards it, and then all of a sudden here I am in the middle of a forest, and I find a sign off the trail deep in this guy's property that says these blue markers are not the trail markers, these are the property markers. And I'm like, really? You couldn't have put that way back there where your blue markers start near the trail? That gets very confusing. So I would imagine that, from what I could tell, what if this has happened to quite a few people? Just from, like, you know, bottles, water bottles and stuff I found along the trail, which I really wish people wouldn't do. Thankfully, I have a very good internal compass, and I was able to figure out, and I had a compass, but I didn't use it, because I knew the general direction of the main trail now that I knew where that was on somebody else's property. So I turned and I went towards that, found myself back to the lake and the trail, yada yada. So that walk was originally only supposed to be about an hour and a half, and that walk lasted, I don't know, 4 hours or something like that. It was not fun, but I had to tread through bushes that are just as thick as the forest in this, and I can tell you it's not easy running through that. Like, I give them credit for their realism on how it looks, but in real life, running through that, it would be extremely hard, and I'm sure you all know that. Like, we're not idiots. We know that you can't just sprint through a bush that's like really, really, really thick and all over the place and expect not to like lose any speed there. I mean, in fact, you wouldn't even be able to run. So I do give them credit on their realism on that. Certain other things, though, from survivalist perspective, like I said, the turtle shell, it's more useful as a trap than it is as a water catch when you have so many tarps. I mean, I could set up like 30 tarps in this field, and I would have infinite water, which is probably why they're not going to do that. But yeah. Anyways, until next time, like and subscribe. Leave a comment on what you would like to see, what you think would benefit this game, and I'll mention it in another video or something. But until next time, stay healthy, stay healthy, have fun, keep surviving. You know, like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe.